What's up, y'all? Welcome to Everyday Flow. I used to think I was just tired, but it was actually something else. I realized that exhaustion wasn't from doing too much. It was actually from doing things while ignoring how I actually feel, ignoring myself. I realized I wasn't actually as exhausted from life, right? I noticed that I was actually exhausted from constantly overriding myself. It was like ignoring ignoring what my body was telling me, like ignoring those subtle tensions in your body. You know how you be getting the tension in your shoulder, neck area, sometimes your lower back, but you're still pushing. It's like saying yes without noticing your internal reaction. Because your internal reaction is like, no, you don't want to do that. And you know you don't want to do that. So why did you say yes? That's the conversation that's going on within. But you're not listening, right? And that's what's been going on. I'm telling you, now I stop and I ask myself, why? Why am I agreeing to something that I know my body is telling me no? Right? It's like you gotta check for your you have to check for your internal reaction. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're just it's like you if you think about it, it's a mix of ignoring your intuition, you're ignoring your body, because why? You want to people please. You want to please this person. But what about self? What about self? Right? We tend to do things that we don't want to do. We tend to do things that and it's not only because we don't want to do it just because we don't want to do it. Sometimes our body lets us know, like, nah, this don't sit right with me, or nah, you shouldn't do it with this person, or you should not, you know, your body's going to tell you something different every time. But why aren't we listening? Because we want to please the other person. We want to make the other person happy. And if your intuition or your body and is you're starting to feel tension in your body anywhere. Sometimes, like not too long ago, I had my lymph node and my tonsil was swollen. Oh, that thing was so painful. It was painful to swallow. It was painful to speak. Why? I had honestly, I did a meditation and my spirit told me it's because you're not speaking up. You're not speaking your truth. I don't look at sickness as a sickness like everyone else does. I go deeper. I look beyond. That's my throat chakra. And when you speak you, with your throat chakra, you're supposed to speak your truth and speak up. Say how you feel, right? But I didn't realize that I was not doing that. It was things that I needed to say to certain people, but I didn't because I was too much in my head thinking about I don't want to hurt their feelings, or I don't want to get them upset, or I don't want them to feel no type of way. But then who ended up feeling pain? It was self, because I was ignoring what my body was telling me. And this is why being aware of what it is, our body is always talking to us. Our body is always talking to us. And this is where we got to start paying attention to the patterns. We have to start paying attention to the patterns, because again, it's going to show with your body. your body's going to show it some way, somehow. And it's always a signal. There's always some type of exhaustion of, sorry, the bike. There's always an exhaustion, is often a signal, like being tired, being, and sometimes, I mean, this is not the one and only type of, because obviously you could be tired and from other things as well, but these are signals, but once you are aware, awareness allows you to make the change, and then you change your behavior and you start to change the way you think. You change that. Because a lot of us think we're just tired, but sometimes we're actually disconnected from ourselves because we're not listening to ourselves. We're not listening to our body. We're not listening to our intuition. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the times it's very loud, but sometimes we're so either distracted or we're so caught up in wanting to make sure the other person is way more comfortable than self, right? And that's where it comes into play. So it was coming from agreeing to things while ignoring my own internal reactions. And again, I felt it with my throat chakra. I felt that. So lately, since that, since that, I've been practicing something simple. I've been pausing and checking in, actually checking in with myself before I automatically say yes to things, or I check myself to see if my response, am I saying my truth? Am I saying what I'm supposed to say? Am I thinking about them more than I'm thinking about myself? Because that's where it lies. And it is interesting what you start to notice. It will be very interesting. I hope this message was helpful. If so, let me know by liking the video, sharing it to someone you feel who may need to hear the message. I love you guys so much. Bye.